Shalom and blessings, warriors of Yahuwah and the truth. I am trying to just give myself a little breather here and just calm down a little bit because I left a comment on a post that was up and somebody was talking about JC, and I was trying to tell them the truth, and they were trying to tell me to give them links to whatever sources I have to give them the right information. And they were just, they just kept saying all of this crazy stuff. And they said that they wouldn't believe in Yahusha unless they saw somebody exorcised from a demon in Yahusha's name. They said that they've never seen that before, and until they do, they won't believe. Like, it's just, people are just ignorant. Anyways, I just told them Google this, and this, and the Los Lunas, New Mexico stone, the emerald tablets. I said, and Google the
You're trying to
So, anyways, I was trying to tell them to Google the commandment stone, Google Yahusha, and Google when the letter J was created.
And please tell my wife that to stop letting internet people bully her. She's letting it get to her, and she shouldn't. It's just some troll.
Yeah,
troll.
pretty much.
It's a troll. Someone's trolling.
Yeah. And they said they were just saying just some crazy stuff. But myths from deceiving spirits. We're continuing on with the strong delusion series. I'm not going to be loud. Myths from deceiving spirits. 2 Timothy 4:1-5. In the sight of Yahuwah and the Master Yahushua Mashiach, who shall judge the living and the dead at his appearing and his reign, I earnestly charge you, proclaim the word, be urgent, in season, out of season, correct, warn, appeal with all patience and teaching.
She's not a chew toy, Roscoe.
So I need to work on...
Dude, we gotta work on that. Sorry, we gotta work on
warning.
These dogs gotta stop doing this.
On correcting people and not getting angry while people are, I guess, trolling me. That's something I have to work on. For there shall be a time when they shall not bear sound teachings. And that's what I felt like I went through just now. But according to their own desires, they shall heap up for themselves teachers tickling the ear. And they shall indeed turn their ears away from the truth and be turned aside to myths. I also told them to look up the pagan origins behind Christmas. So that's another good thing I told them. But they ended up commenting back to me like 3 other times. So I just, I ended up answering in 2 more comments. And I just said, I'm not going to beat a dead horse. And I just put that, I just put Google all this stuff. So hopefully they do. Hopefully they have a sound mind. They don't really sound like they do, but I'm just righteously judging. I'm not trying to be mean, even though they're kind of being mean. And they shall, yes, like this person, they shall turn their ears away from the truth. But you be sober in all things, suffer hardships, do the work of an evangelist, accomplish your service completely. BYNB. Sacraments, holy water, beads or rosaries, transubstantiation, Sunday trinities, celibacy, image worship, bone or relic veneration, popes, nuns, monks, steeples, monstrances, chants, special days, Lent, prayers to the dead, indulgences, pilgrimages, stigmatas, Easter eggs, Christmas trees, wreaths, candles, December 25th solstice birth, Valentine's Day, Halloween, birthday celebrations, etc. Yahusha did not quote from the KJV. He used the real name and not upset the religious teachers, the teaching authority. ASHERIM, witchcraft. Trees or ASHERIM, example of prohibited behavior. Jeremiah or Yirmiyahu 10:2. Thus said Yahuwah, do not learn the way of the Gentiles, and do not be awed by the signs of the heavens, or the Shamayim. For the Gentiles are awed by them. And the heavens underneath it says zodiac constellations. For the prescribed customs of these peoples are worthless. For one cuts a tree from the forest, work for the hands of a craftsman with a cutting tool. They adorn it with silver and gold. They fasten it with nails and hammers so that it does not topple. And then on the bottom it says witchcraft. And the only part I can really make out in the picture is, shall come from the ends of the earth and say, our fathers have inherited only fertility and there is no value in them.
Dude, you gotta stop. There's nothing wrong. It's late. It's late.
I will, hold on. Okay, and then we could call it arrogant nonsense. But an even better term for this is witchcraft. Or a better term for this rebellion is witchcraft, rather. Did Yahusha teach us this? Arrogant nonsense, literally rolling in it. What's this? This is complicated. Just fake it. Bumfuzzled. Pagan altar, Asherah, Gohanzon, solar garments, holy smoke, Batman. What? Okay, that is what this picture says. And in the back, I can see that it is a statue, which is an idol. So that is something that is not supposed to be. In the background of the photo, there is a lion statue. I believe it's right here. Okay. Yahuwah's thoughts. Deuteronomy 12:29-32. When Yahuwah your Elohim does cut off from before you the nations which you go to dispossess, and you dispossess them and dwell in their land, guard yourself, that you are not ensnared to follow them after they are destroyed from before you, and that you do not inquire about their mighty ones, saying, how did these nations serve their mighty ones? And let me do so too. Do not do so to Yahuwah your Elohim, for every abomination which Yahuwah hates, they have done to their mighty ones, for they even burn their sons and daughters in the fire to their mighty ones. All the words I am commanding you, guard to do it.
No, I'm talking to Rascal.
Do not add to it nor take away from it. Maypole, circle ribbon dance, fertility ritual at midsummer. Syncretism, Torah Institute, making stuff mean other stuff. That's what syncretism is. The definition of syncretism: the attempt to merge different practices, reconcile opposing principles, or unite contradictory beliefs. A good example is fusing pagan symbols and practices of Druids with Christianity, such as Halloween. Consider that two kinds of completely different kinds of behavior can be viewed in a new way, and one of them can become masked in the other's meaning. This is the heart of delusional thinking, and it's done by deceiving children who grow up with the delusion. It's truly a kind of mental illness programmed into people's thinking processes. Rome was especially good at syncretism. A reprobate mind is easily misled. Men will cut down a tree, shape it into a form they find compelling, and bow down to it. Yashayahu or Isaiah describes how a man will make use of a wooden log. Half of it he shall burn in the fire, and with half he eats meat. He roasts meat and is satisfied. He also warms himself and says, aha, I am warm. I have seen the fire. And the rest of it he makes into a mighty one, his carved image. He falls down before it and worships, prays to it, and says, deliver me, for you are my mighty one. 44:16 and 17. It was Yashayahu. The lie, hoc est corpus meum. Latin, this is my body. You make it, bake it, then bow down to it?
Yeah.
Is there not a lie in my right hand? Yashayahu 44:20. The idolatrous monstrance, from Latin monstrare, to show. A bumper sticker read, "Oh, come, let us adore him." If anyone then says to you, "Look, here is the Mashiach," or "There," do not believe it. For false Mashiachs and false prophets shall arise, and they shall show great signs and wonders, so as to lead astray, if possible, even the chosen ones. See, I have forewarned you. So if they say to you, "Look, he is in the desert," do not go out, or "Look, he is in the inner rooms," do not believe. Matthew 24:23 through 26. And these are the pictures that go along with what I was reading to you before the scriptures. Bowing to the host of heaven.
It's not coming out.
Stephen mentions bowing to an image of a star symbol at Acts 7:43. The crux symbol has been an image used by every major culture since the dawn of history. Great. And it represented the sun in the sky. From Babel's Tammuz, X or Tau, astrology, the constellations, and the celestial equator, the symbol of the crux flourished as a solar emblem in every corner of the world. The syncretism of Constantine's worship of the Roman sun deity Apollo was adopted into all Christian religious culture. The word crux was taken into the Latin Vulgate translation in the late 4th century, solidifying this image of the beast for all future generations of Christians. With or without the crux, the sun is used in most Christian art, photography, and architecture. Yirmiyahu or Jeremiah 10:2 through 4. Thus said Yahuwah, do not learn the way of the Gentiles, and do not be awed by the signs of the heavens, or the Shamayim, for the Gentiles are awed by them. For the prescribed customs of these people are worthless. For one cuts a tree from the forest, work for the hands of a craftsman with a cutting tool. They adorn it with silver and gold. They fasten it with nails and hammers so that it does not topple. I know. The second, commandment directs us to not make or bow down to any image in the heavens above. Uikra, or Leviticus 26:1, is still good advice today. Do not make idols for yourself, and do not set up a carved image or a pillar for yourselves. And do not place a stone image in your land to bow down to it. For I am Yahuwah your Elohim. The golden calf was definitely syncretism. Symbols and behaviors may mean one thing to us, but another to our Creator, because his thoughts are higher than ours. We need to learn what is pleasing to him.
It's from dropping it. I'm going to have to get you a mouthpiece for us.
Yeah. And this is done by getting to know him.
It wasn't even drawing through here.
Oh.
Yeah.
And sharing his perspective of everything. Ephesians 5:10. How did we get so far off the path? The sand shifts under our feet. Yeah, I don't know. They might have got it again. Yeah. The only foundation to stand on is Yahusha. The teachings and behavior based on his word will remain, but everything else will be burned up. He will test everything with the fire of his word. Yirmiyahu or Jeremiah 23:29. Is not my word like a fire, declares Yahuwah, and like a hammer that shatters a rock? Bowing to the Queen of Heaven. And it shows people bowing to the image of Mary, or Miriam. Yashayahu, or Isaiah 5:24, sorry. Therefore, as the fire devours the stubble, and the flame consumes the chaff, so their root shall be as rottenness, and their blossom shall go up as dust. Because they have cast away the Torah of Yahuwah Zabuo, and despised the word of the Kodesh one of Yasharal. What is built will be tested by fire. 1 Corinthians 3:11-13. For no one is able to lay any other foundation except that which is laid, which is Yahushua Mashiach. And if anyone builds on this foundation with gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, straw, each one's work shall be revealed, for the day shall show it up, because it is revealed by fire. And the fire shall prove the work of each one, what sort it is. Bones, relics. Yahuwah told us not to touch or go near a dead person's body. If you have come this far into this study and yet you haven't seen enough evidence of witchcraft, maybe the following physical evidence will be a tipping point for you. Where did they learn to do this? Dead Buddhist priests. Dead Catholic nun. Random coincidence? Venerate those bones. Leviticus 21:11. Nor come near any dead body. Veneration is worship. Something is rotten in Denmark. And they keep a lot of dead bodies as relics at the Vatican. I just watched a video about that the other day. Catholic altars have relics embedded inside the slabs. Yep, just like at the Vatican. Who would tell them to do this? Certainly Yahuwah did not tell them to do this. Unauthorized fire. We recall the strange fire offered by Nadab and Abihu, which Yahuwah did not ask for. They were both consumed by fire, yet they were the sons of ASHERIM, the first high priest. How consumed with jealousy do you suppose Yahuwah is when we mix formerly pagan customs into our lives? They remind him of child sacrifice, and he said so. No wonder he will come to consume the lawless ones who fall for the traditions of men, rather than the eternal truth of his word, which will never pass away. Strange fire. And I'll show you guys the pictures in a minute. Doing things not confirmed. Nadab and Abihu, the sons of ASHERIM, are in a picture on the top. Zodiac in Sepphoris Synagogue, 5th cent CE. I'll show you the picture of that too. That's right underneath ASHERIM's two sons. Leviticus 10:1 and 2. Doing things not confirmed. And Nadab and Abihu, the sons of ASHERIM, each took his fire holder and put fire in it and put incense on it and brought strange fire before Yahuwah, which he had not commanded them. And fire came out from Yahuwah and consumed them, and they died before Yahuwah. Roscoe, stop. Bonfires. Jack-o'-lanterns? Really? These customs come directly from the ancient worship of Moloch and child sacrifice. Bonfire literally means bone fire. The jack-o'-lantern was a gourd hanging or containing the burning fat of a child sacrificed in a druid ritual and placed at the entrance of the parent's home. So do you really want to put a jack-o'-lantern on your porch or in front of your house? Trees, wreaths, ornaments. These customs come directly from the ancient worship of Baal and Asherah. The Canaanite storm deity Baal is seen in translations, but the word ASHERIM was altered and seen as groves in the KJV. An Asherah idol is what the Christmas tree really is. These symbols represent fertility. Their true meanings are occult, hidden. The wreath is a vagina having freshly given birth to the sun deity. The tree is a phallus, decorated all over with testicles, which are ornaments, and semen, which is tinsel. The star refers to the host of heaven, and the star of Bethlehem is a misdirection. Witch cone hats, broomsticks. The cone of power. Design of the hat is an occult figure for a phallus, and the idea of flying with a stick between the legs is another fertility concept. The occult meaning, teaching the corn to grow by flying above it with sexual symbols, interpreted only by those trained in the ancient mysteries. Birthday cakes, cone hats, candles. The celebration of one's day of birth is directly from the old religion of astrology. A cake is baked for the Queen of Heaven, and a person blows out candles as they make a wish to a personal genie that rises on the smoke to the host of heaven. The wine or teachings of Babel has caused all nations to be drunken, and this is one practice among others, showing rebellion against Yahuwah. The first and second commandment guide us away from this behavior. No syncretism, stay in fellowship. 1 John 1, 6 and 7. If we say that we have fellowship with him and walk in darkness, we lie and are not doing the truth. But if we walk in the light as he is the light, we have fellowship with one another. And the blood of Yahushua Messiah, his son, cleanses us from all sins. Well, if I go and click out of it, sometimes it shows.
I know. See, it's like a weird
I know it is
glitch.
weird. It's a glitch, I think.
Yeah, it's not even telling me what's busy and what's not.
Yeah. Do we experience anything like what is written? Or are we experiencing Babel, drunk on the wine from the cup of the harlot? And I will read to you guys what the first two commandments are. Because the last section I read. The first commandment is 1. You are Yahuwah our Elohim. No other is before your face. 2. We bow to no images. Now those help us to see what we are supposed to see. We are not supposed to be celebrating ourselves. We're supposed to be celebrating Yahuwah. We're not supposed to be doing pagan rituals or bowing to images or anything like that. Anything that I've been reading about is all against Yahuwah. Babel is the source of all sorcery. Yirmiyahu or Jeremiah 51:7 indicates traditions of Babel are teachings or wine causing madness. Babel was a golden cup in the hand of Yahuwah, making drunk all the earth. The nations drank her wine. That is why the nations went mad. Knowledge of the truth produces love. We can be forgiven for our past behavior because we were acting in ignorance. 1 Timothy 1. The goal is love, and the Torah trains us. When we are fully trained by it, we are no longer under the tutelage of it, but we practice it in the world. Our behavior brings persecution from those who are religiously rebellious people. Wow. They feel justified due to their great numbers and long-held traditions. Yahusha warned us of the broad path that leads to destruction. Matthew 7:13. The 19th century philosopher and theologian Soren Kierkegaard wrote in his book Purity of Heart, the larger the crowd, the more probable that which it praises is folly, and the more improbable that it is truth, and the most improbable of all that it is an eternal truth. Costumes borrowed from pagan sources for graduations, the Jewish hat, the it shows the Pope, and I can't read this one. Or I certainly am in awe of the king, like people are bowing down to people that they shouldn't be. And I'll read them to you.
Burger King, Sergeant,
Give the UN real teeth. Pope Benedict
This is still not
the 16th.
So many weird ones.
They think of him as the king. Oh. Awe of the king. Antiochus? Hebrew. Okay. A gentleman and a scholar. Man made customs to wear hats like that. The skull cap of the Greeks. Hebrew kippah. Sorry. I have a pimple. Okay. Yeah. Yarmouk, Aramaic. Yura Malka. I know. Thank you. Awe of the king. 1 Corinthians 11:3-4. And I wish you to know that the head of every man is the Messiah, and the head of woman is the man, and the head of Messiah is Elohim. Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, brings shame to his head. I didn't know that. Thank you.
I never cover my head.
Well, I started covering my head in prayer, and I didn't, like a few years back, and I didn't know that it was not to be done.
Well, you know how women have to cover themselves up in other countries.
Yeah, in like Muslim countries. Yeah.
And the dudes have like 8 wives, and that's just...
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Well, this is reality.
I know. We
Yes.
don't want this, whoever to
I know.
get mad and make more troll comments.
I'm happy they didn't come on my channel and do it.
It's rude.
Yeah, I know.
I'm being rude. Sorry about that.
You're not. You're good, babe.
Sorry. Everyone have a good night.
A man of clerical collar. They dressed in such hideous and just strange outfits. Feeling special, collars, ashes, statues, cruxes, monks, nuns, steeples, holy water. Install third eye here. And it's showing that at the top of the cross. In the bottom middle picture. Okay. What is sin? We show Yahuwah we love him by guarding his commands. Yes. Thank you. When we ignore or alter them, we are criminals to him. Sin is lawlessness, transgressing the Torah of Yahuwah. 1 Yehukanan 3:4. Yahuwah's 10 commandments teach us how to love him, the first 4, and to love our neighbor, the last 6. The world is deteriorating due to our failure to believe the word of Yahuwah. He told us to speak of the 10 words as we sit, walk, rise up, lie down, and go in and out. Deuteronomy 6. What's wrong with legalism? Pastors have been crying out against obedience, saying, legalism, legalism. What exactly is that? Legalism is being legal in the eyes of Yahuwah. Sin is another word for crime. Breaking the law of Yahuwah makes us a criminal, yet his indwelling enables us to love his Torah. We see crime against his Torah as he does. The list of accusations that were against us, our crimes, have been taken out of the way because Yahusha took them away through his shed blood. The list of our crimes was nailed to the stake, not the commandments. The list of our crimes, Keragraphon, can never be used to accuse us. They've been removed completely. It's like you got a clean slate. It's been wiped clean. We must not sin willingly, and crime has not been redefined. What used to be sin remains sinful. Sin is still sin. But yes, babe?
This thing I hate. I'm just going to start over.
But the penalty for the sins has been put upon the innocent Lamb of Yahuwah. We do not continue to sin. Romans 6:1. We are criminals if we continue to commit crimes against his Torah or instruction. If we do not listen to his instructions, he said he would come to burn the entire earth. Malachi 4:4-6. What we have inherited from the church fathers has turned many ears away from hearing the Torah, causing our prayers to be an abomination in his ears. Proverbs 28:9. During the day of distress, tribulation, the Gentiles will come from the ends of the earth, or the ends of the eretz, and say, our fathers have inherited only falsehood and futility, and there is no profit in them, or no value in them. Jeremiah 16:19. Everything we see practiced is a strange fire from a pagan origin. Not a single thing practiced by Christians is found in the written word. We are not to celebrate over behaving in formerly pagan activities, thinking Yahusha has cleansed or purged the customs of their defilement. They still defile us in Yahusha's eyes. The one we obey is the one we are the servant of. Romans 6:16. When will pastors begin to teach the truth rather than defiling traditions? Hindu influences on Christianity. Dharma, maintaining moral duty, is the definition of that. The definition of namaste. Sanskrit, bow to you, to hail. Bow to, salutatory or gesture. I saw this a lot at the Canadian, it was, protest. The protest where they were saying hail to everyone. And it was just ridiculous. Turban or wimple. Namaste. Catholic nun, Buddhist nun. The beads look the same. Note the beads in the picture. What is a halo is on the bottom right corner. The bottom left, it shows namaste. And there's a statue of somebody in a namaste position. And that is another abomination. We aren't supposed to use beads, the prayer beads. Morphing into weirdness. Yes, I showed them.
No,
I showed them, babe.
they're not. I'm not.
No.
They're not. That I don't think of that as that. That is something I can't.
You can't get rid of them. Grandma got them.
Yeah, they weren't for that either.
No.
Yeah.
They were just for something to wear, decoration. They were lucky. But that's the stuff that I've been teaching against too.
Oh, I know. That's
Yes.
I don't wear it.
I know. Yeah, he stopped wearing it. It's been a while. A Christian pastor wrote, I don't think so, babe. For me, every day is like Sabbath. Sunday can mean different things to different people. That's not true. The witchcraft has destabilized the meaning of words. If you ask this pastor or more Christians what day of the week is the Sabbath, they'll say it's Sunday. If you refer to what used to be the Shabbat day, the real one, they'll respond with some statement about Judaizing. Or that's the Jewish Shabbat or Sabbath. Over 30 years ago, Lou approached his pastor to ask him about the weekly Shabbat. He told Lou to pick one day out of the 7 to rest. Oh, wow. I then asked him, I got a text about that too.
I don't know. I just ended it because it wouldn't do anything. Stop, Roscoe. Come on.
He told Lou to pick one day out of the 7 to rest.
People come in now.
Like it didn't matter which day it was.
Roscoe, we're not doing this.
Lou then asked him if it would be all right with him if he picked the 7th day as it is written. He told him he would be Judaizing if he did, referencing the Council of Laodicea. Truth is truth for all time, past, present, and future. Yahuwah says he does not change. If we change the words he has directed the prophets to write, he says we are feeding on wormwood. People seem to think Yahuwah sees things as they do, since in their minds there's a way that seems right to them. But if that way is different from Yahuwah's word, it leads to death. Proverbs 16:25. The church fathers had contempt for the Torah, as well as those who obeyed the everlasting covenant. They considered
I'm stressing out.
the Yehudim or Yahudim to be cursed people, the Christ killers. As for the Torah, they thought it was only for the Yahudim and given only to prove no one could obey it. Most pastors have openly stated this. The tribes of Yasharal were to be priests to the nations. Still today, people think they are Jews, Yahudim, only. Hold on. Sorry. Only they don't realize there are many other tribes. Zebulun, Naphtali, Benjamin, Dan, Issachar, Gad, Asher, Louis, Reuben, Simeon, Manasseh, and Ephraim, Yusuf's sons, along with many dispersed Yahudim, are named for their fathers. They live among the nations right now, but have forgotten their identity. The nations are literally made up of the scattered tribes of Yasharal. The witchcraft has blinded their eyes. But Yahuwah promised to send fishermen to fish for them. He is sending hunters to search for them. This book was written to awaken their hearts to who they are, and the call to be restored to Yahuwah in the covenant. This time, the indwelling spirit of Yahusha will cause them to obey it from the heart. We have strayed far from the narrow way. Today, that way has morphed into darkness, and we call darkness light and light darkness. And what Yahuwah calls good is called bad. Legalism should mean a good thing. And what is bad is called good, the fertility symbols and practices inherited from pagan sources. ASHERIM trees, eggs, bunnies, sunrise services, and odd Catholic practice of the holy day of obligation, Sunday attendance. At the beckoning of bells inside sun pillars, obelisks, or steeples. All abominations in the eyes of Yahuwah. On Sunday. Deuteronomy 12:8 and 9. Do not do as we are doing here today, and each one doing whatever is right in his own eyes, because you have not yet entered the rest of the inheritance which Yahuwah your Elohim is giving you. And me and my husband usually go to bed early, so we are going to be going to bed. We love you all. Shalom. Yahuwah bless you all, and have a great evening. Bye.